I didn't say it then, but maybe now's okay. I still wear your hoodie, but I fold the sleeves now. Your voice fades slowly, but it still knows how. I saw your name light up once, it was someone else. Still I smiled like maybe you remembered how I felt. I know we don't talk anymore, but I never really stopped. In case you wondered, yeah, I still care. Still dreaming lowercase, like you might be there. Didn't block you, didn't move on, just got good at playing gone. In case you wondered, I'm still here, just less loud. Your playlist still knows me better than I do. I skip the ones we sang, but sometimes I don't move. You never said goodbye, just slowly vanished in the noise. But silence sounds a lot like your softest voice. You said don't make this heavy, but I was already sinking. In case you wondered, yeah, it still hurts. I write you in my notes like that still works. Didn't cry, didn't beg, but I bled behind the text. In case you wondered, you're still in every verse. You didn't ask, but I still wanted you to. I never said, but I always meant to. In case you wonder, no, I might not fine. I just learned how to hide behind rhythm and rhyme. You never look back, so I stare at the floor. In case you wondered, I loved you more. Just in case you wondered. Fall Boost texted you tonight, but I let the screen go dark again. Typed your name out of habit, watched the cursor blink, then back it. Heart said just hit send, but I know how that would end. The last thing you said still echoes, soft like the rain on windows. And maybe I'm not over it, but I'm getting good at hiding it. I write you in lowercase now, like it'll hurt a little less somehow. Almost texted you tonight just to see if you'd reply, but I held my breath instead and let the moment slip instead. Some love songs don't need a send, some wounds are better left unsaid. Almost texted you tonight, but I didn't. I typed too much, then erased it all. I wrote you a novel in the message bar. Read it once, twice, then clicked discard. I said I'm fine, but I miss you. But I'm scared of what the truth might do. So I breathe instead of speak, and I break without a sound. I type too much, then shut it down. My heart speaks loud, but I keep it underground. You don't reply, but maybe you knew every unsent word still sounds like you. I type too much, but never sent it through. I still check your story like I'm not fazed. You smile in a room that forgot my name, and I want to say I'm glad you're okay, but we both know that's not what I'd say. It's easier to stay unread than to send what hurts instead. I type too much, then let it fade, like midnight light that won't quite stay. Your silence speaks like static air, like you were here and now nowhere. I type too much, but never said I care. If you read between the lines, would you come back just one time? I type too much, then close my phone, pretending I'm better alone. But I still trace the words I hid, like a truth I can't admit. I type too much, and you'll never know. I type, then let you go. You didn't say goodbye, just stop typing back. I watched your dot fade out, then stared like you'd come back. I still check if you're online, even though I swore I'd stop that. You left your song in my playlist, haven't skipped it yet. 'Cause when the chorus hits, I pretend we never met. You don't owe me anything, but silence feels like punishment. You left me on blue, not red, not gray, just truth. I said, hope you're someone who already got lost. You left me on blue, that shade between hope and you. I waited like a fool for 3 dots that never moved. You don't owe me clarity, but you knew what that would do to me. You left me on blue, and I broke quietly. Took you leave the chat, then bring it back like that changes how you act. I close my eyes, still see your name in places where it doesn't stay. You left me on blue, no explanation, no excuse. I've written songs I'll never send, and ones you'll never listen to again. You didn't have to say goodbye, but the way you left still made me cry. You left me on blue, so I learned how to disappear too. You left me on blue, but I stayed. You were right there, but not really. You held my hand, but you looked away. I asked if you were okay. You said yeah, just tired today. But tired turned to silence, and silence turned to space. I kept showing up, you kept drifting away. I should have known from how you stayed, without ever really staying. We were almost there, almost love, almost care. You touched me like a maybe, spoke to me like barely. I was leaning in, you were fading fast, still calling it something that didn't last. We were almost real, but almost doesn't heal. Your voice got softer every week, like even saying hi was getting too deep. You used to ask if I made it home. Now the only sound I get is your typing tone. I said, talk to me, you smiled and said you're reading into it too wild. But we were almost there, almost truth, almost fair. You stayed just enough to make it feel like love. I was in the room, you were somewhere else, and I kept pretending that nothing felt like we were almost right, but lost in too much quiet. If you were leaving, why stay that long? If it meant nothing, why'd it feel like a song? We were almost there, almost said it, almost dared. I loved you in the waiting, you loved me in hesitating. Now the echo's all I keep of the words you didn't speak. We were almost close, but almost hurt the most. Almost there, never reached. Almost texted you tonight, but I let the screen go dark again. Typed your name out of habit, watched the cursor blink then back it. Heart said just hit send, but I know how that would end. The last thing you said still echoes, soft like the rain on windows. And maybe I'm not over it, but I'm getting good at hiding it. you tonight, just to hate and make things right. But I knew you'd leave me unread, and I'd spiral in my head. So I let the silence win again, played your song and closed the app. Almost texted you tonight, but I'm not ready for all that. The moonlight hit the floor, same way it did when you walked out the door. I whispered things you'd never hear, just to feel like you were near. The phone feels heavy when it's late, and memories don't know how to wait. So I stared and thought of what we lost, then counted reasons not to call. You don't follow me no more, but your shadow still sleeps by my door. Almost texted you tonight, like we didn't end in quiet fights, like I could pretend you'd care if I said I'm not quite there. But I let the message die before it turned into goodbye. Almost texted you tonight, but I let the silence slide. Maybe next time I'll be brave, or maybe silence is how I'm safe. Almost texted you tonight, just to see if you'd reply, but I held my breath instead and let the moment slip instead. Some love songs don't need a sense, some wounds are better left unsaid. Almost texted you tonight, but I didn't. But I wanted to. But I wanted to. Heavy text of sun, I didn't hear the door. You didn't say goodbye, you just folded into air. No slam, no broken glass, just the sound of no one there. I still sleep on my side, just in case you pass through. But the cold on your pillow feels a lot like truth. They say love fades loud, but you left out a sound. You left so soft, like a note I didn't read, like a sigh beneath the sheets that never needed to bleed. And I'm stuck in what you didn't say, in the echo you let stay. You didn't leave a scar or cough, you just left so soft. There's still one spoon in the sink, one song I skip on repeat, one hoodie I wear to sleep, like you're still curled up next to me. You always said less was more, guess that counts for walking out too. Now I fill up the silence with pieces of you. They said heartbreak shouts, but yours whispered through the walls. You left so soft, no doors, no final word, just a stillness that still hurts, like a silence I never heard. And now I flinch at every hush, thinking thinking maybe it's still us. But no, you left so soft, so soft. I almost missed it. Your texts still stay unread, but I know every word. I sleep with your side empty, just like you left it clean. You sent your last goodbye, but I refuse to read. My screen lights up sometimes, like maybe you came back, but it's never you now, just shadows painted black. You said space was temporary, but distance became ordinary. I leave your text unread, pretend they don't exist. Maybe if I never read them, you never really quit. You left quietly, politely, with a love too soft to fight me. I leave your text unread, but still hear everything you said. You changed your profile picture, I noticed right away. You're smiling with new people, like you don't miss my face. I scroll past slowly, but never click again. I stay stuck in silence and memories I defend. You moved on without a trace, but I still keep your space. I leave your texts unread, so your goodbye won't speak. Maybe silence will pretend you're still a part of me. You left subtle, left clean, now you live inside my screen. I leave your text unread, but still answer in my head. Maybe someday I'll respond, or maybe silence stays too long. Maybe you'll forget you wrote, but every letter's in my throat. I leave your text unread, but I memorize each line like the silence can erase how you softly changed your mind. I pretend you're still typing like it's you, not me, hiding. I leave your texts unread, and that's where they'll stay instead. Unread, but never unfilled. Never unfilled. Your name's still there, but your face is gone. You changed your profile pic like I wouldn't notice it. No more smile, just empty gray. Guess that's how you fade away. I read our chat from months ago, where you said you'd never go. Now your voice is just a ghost in messages I don't repost. I still type, how are you, slow, then backspace like you'd never know. You're a blank profile picture, but you still show up in my dreams. No posts, no updates, but you're still somewhere in between. I try to move, but memories stick right where I used to double tap quick. You're a blank profile picture, but I still see everything. You used to post your morning light, now you're I still hit replay. Maybe we were never framed, just a filter I can't name. Still I trace the outline there, where your face used to care. You're a blank profile picture, but your shadow moves like truth. I don't message, I don't ask, but I still wish I knew. You're not gone, just out of frame, still listed, but not the same. You're a blank profile picture, and I still feel you there. Still feel you there, even when you're blank. There's half a sandwich in the fridge. And all the words I never said. You left your charger on my floor, like you'd come back through the door. I almost texted you last night, but typed hi and hit backspace twice. And it's stupid how I wait, like time rewinds if I hesitate. We're just midnight leftovers, bits of love inside the cold, faded notes and worn out sweaters, stuff you keep but never hold. I reheat old memories, but they don't taste like they used to be. We're just midnight leftovers, and I still eat alone at 3.
I play your playlist when I clean. Pretend you're dancing next to me. Your toothbrush hasn't moved a bit. I guess that's how I deal with it.
And your ghost keeps playing nice, like maybe you'll come back tonight. We're just midnight leftovers, on a plate we never shared. I pretend I'm over, but my silence still looks scared.
I replay a one-way stare.
And your ghost keeps playing nice, like maybe you'll come back tonight. We're just midnight leftovers, on a plate we never shared. I pretend I'm over, but my silence still looks scared. I replay what we almost had, on loop like some old photograph. We're just midnight leftovers, trying not to taste too sad. Maybe love just goes stale slow, left out too long, no place to go. We're just midnight leftovers, half a dream in a paper bag, still warm in certain corners, but mostly just what we never had. If you ever miss this too, there's still a little left of you in these midnight leftovers, and in everything I do. Good night leftovers, midnight leftovers, and a quiet I miss you. You look happier now, but I'm still stuck in grayscale. Saw you smile through someone else's lens. Fake like it's real, I guess that depends. You used to laugh with your whole chest. Now it's just angles and perfect mess. I don't miss you out loud, but I still sleep on your side of the bed. You look happier now, and I pretend not to care, but your ghost still lingers in my clothes and in the air. You left so soft, no slam, no shout, but somehow that still feels loud. You look happier now, but I'm still fading out. I stopped posting for a while. Hoped you'd notice, but you smiled like nothing ever cracked at all. But I'm still answering your last call. Everyone says you moved on fast, but time doesn't fix what never passed. You look happier now, and I keep watching through the glass. Like maybe if I disappear, you'll circle back at last. But your eyes don't search the crowd like they did when we were proud. You look happier now, and I'm just background sound. Maybe we weren't built to last, but I still rewind the past like a movie with no end, like a text I can't resend. You look happier now, and maybe you really are, but I still flinch at your name, still drive the long way past your car. I'll never say it to your face, but you're the space I can't replace. You look happier now, but I'm not. But you never looked back. But you never looked back. I typed too much, then erased it all. I wrote you a novel in the message bar. Read it once, twice, then click discard. I said I'm fine, but I meant I miss you. But I'm scared of what the truth might do. So I breathe instead of speak, and I break without a sound. I type too much, then shut it down. My heart speaks loud, but I keep it underground. You don't reply, but maybe you knew. Every unsent word still sounds like you. I type too much, but never sent it through. I still check your story like I'm not fazed. You smile in a room that forgot my name, and I wanna say I'm glad you're okay, but we both know not what I'd say. It's easier to stay unread than to send what hurts instead. I type too much, then let it fade. Like midnight light, it won't quite stay. Your silence speaks like static air, like you were here and now nowhere. I type too much but never said I care. If you read between the lines, would you come back just one time? I type too much, then call phone wrong, pretending I'm better alone. But I still trace the words I hid, like a truth I can't admit. I type too much, and you'll never know. I type, then let you go. I almost sent it, but my thumb said no. Typed your name at 2 a.m., backspaced it all again. My heart had something left to say, but my pride got in the way. You used to know when I was sad, now you scroll right past like that. And I keep practicing replies to messages I'll never write. Even silence takes a shape, and yours still sits inside my chest. I typed and erased, felt the letters lose their place. You don't miss me anyway, so why would words even stay? I almost said I still feel you, but I know how that would bruise. So I typed then erased, and that's how I break. Your name still glows in recent threads, but we don't talk, we just pretend like strangers with too much to lose, like shadows trying not to bruise. I saved your picture just in case. I want to miss your face with grace, but every time I see that smile, I wonder if you stayed a while. I breathe like I'm not holding in 100 words I won't begin. I typed and erased, almost let it all escape. The I miss you I deny sits like smoke beneath my eyes. Could have begged, but I just stared at the screen like you weren't there. So I typed then erased and stayed in my place. If I had sent it, what would change? Maybe nothing, maybe everything. Type then erase. One last hey, I didn't You say I'm hard to read, but I've been screaming silently. I don't cry in front of you, just blink too long, look at my shoes. You ask if something's wrong, I shake my head then write this song. You talk about the way I hide, but you don't look me in the eye. I whisper things into the dark, hoping they still leave a mark. Would you hear me if I cracked? Would you listen if I snapped? If I were loud, would you finally see me? If I broke down, would you try to believe me? I've been soft for too long, holding pain in every song. If I were loud, would I feel like I belong? You love me quiet, love me calm, like I'm safest when I'm gone. I nod through every jagged phrase and wrap your cold and woolen praise. You say I'm different in a sweet way, but I wonder if you'd still stay if I said the things I mean instead of living in between. Would you still hold me close if I wasn't so composed? If I were loud, would it scare you away? If I told the truth, would you ask me to stay? I've been folded into your shape, but I'm bending till I break. If I were loud, would you love me anyway? I don't wanna be a ghost in a room where I need most. If I were loud just once, just now, would you hear me out or just turn down the sound? I'm not made to disappear, but I'm fading here. If I were loud, would I finally feel real? You say I'm quiet, but I'm just unheard. You didn't slam the door, but I still heard it. You kissed my cheek like we had more time. Said see you later, but didn't look behind. Left your mug on the second shelf. Now I drink from it like I'm someone else. You didn't cry, but your eyes got loud, and I smiled like I wasn't breaking down. You gave me half a goodbye, just enough to feel the tear. Didn't say the words out loud, but they hung heavy in the air. You walked out like it was small, but I haven't moved at all. You gave me half a goodbye, and I've been holding the rest. I kept your side of the bed warm, even when it was cold. You held me like a photograph, something pretty, something past. You said you feel things differently, but I still felt you leaving me. We talked in lowercase goodbyes, no closure, just quieter replies. And I stayed like silence does, close enough but not enough. I asked if this was real, you kissed me like it almost was, but you were never really here, just a shadow drawn near, like a dream I touched too fast, like a song that couldn't last. And I still sleep with the light dimmed low, pretending you don't already know. You were never really here, but I still feel you disappear. I see you online sometimes and still wait for a sign, but all I get is stillness now, like you forgot the way I sound. I watch your name go dim, like stars that give in. You didn't leave with noise or fight, just with silence that were right. You never meant to stay, but I loved you like you might. You were never really here, but I built a world from fear, from all the text you never sent, from almost every hint. I light a candle once a week for someone who forgot to speak. You were never really here, but I still hear you crystal clear. I don't blame you, I just miss the light. You were never really here, just a feeling I made near. I wrote songs you'll never find, but they kept you for a little time. And if I meant nothing to you, why does the air still feel like you were? You were never really here, but I loved you like you were. You were never really here, but I never really left. It's quiet in the comments, but loud in my head. Your pictures still show up, and I scroll slow like it hurts. You smile like nothing changed, but I still taste our words. You leave my stories unseen, like they're windows left closed. Now every notification feels like I'm chasing a ghost. I type something casual, then delete it like it burns. Maybe silence says enough, but I'm never sure. It's quiet in the comments, but your voice is everywhere. In the playlists, in the spaces, in the shadows of a stare. I act like I'm past it, but I'm caught in your absence. It's quiet in the comments, but I hear you loud. doubt is there. Your hoodie's on my chair like you'll walk back in and take it. I water your plants even though they didn't make it. I rehearse what I'd say if you ever came back, but then I say nothing and the room stays black. If you ever feel alone, do you leave my number cold? Do you stop yourself from typing, or have you let me go? It's quiet in the comments, but I see you in my sleep. You never like, you never show, but you never really leave. I whisper to the dark and hope it finds your heart. It's quiet in the comments, but you echo in the parks. Maybe we were too quiet. Maybe that's why we lost it. But I still hold your silence like it's the loudest promise. It's quiet in the comments, but it's screaming in my bones. I don't cry like I used to. Now I just disappear a little quieter. Left the lights on in my room so I wouldn't feel the truth. Pulled the blanket past my face, hoping time would just erase. You asked if I was okay. I said yeah and looked away. There's a version of me that would have said, I don't know how to breathe in my own head. But you don't like it when I bleed, unless it's pretty on a beat. I don't cry, I dissolve like a shadow on the wall. Fade to black behind the glass. Smile slow, pretend it passed. You want fire, you want storms, but I break in quiet forms. I don't scream, I don't call, I don't cry. I just dissolve. Sometimes I think you meant well, but love isn't something you sell. You gave me half of what you had and took the rest when things got bad. I kept the pieces you forgot, folded them inside my thoughts. Now every mirror knows my face, but never in the same place. You say don't take it personal, but I was the most personal thing you knew. I don't cry, I dissolve like the lines in bathroom stalls, like your name I traced in steam.